Hello YouTube and welcome to another demonstration video for another vacuum cleaner. The machine we're going to look at today is the Hoover One Performer. Now, unlike the original The One, Hoover have made some improvements to the machine with the introduction of the second generation. Now, the Performer was part of a range. I believe it was 4 cleaners. There was the original One Touch, they renamed, which was basically the same as the ill-fated Hoover The One, with some colour differences. I'm not sure if they changed the brush roll, but apart from that it was the same. Then next up came this model, the Performer, which, although looks the same, included automatic flex rewind, which is unusual on an upright cleaner, but the main difference, apart from a much improved brush roll, it actually had a separate motor to control the brush, so it's a twin motored vacuum cleaner. The model up from the Performer was the Infinity, which is very similar to the Performer, but it had a Hoover Infinity hose which stretched way up the stairs. It's a very long hose. It also came with a different large nozzle, a multi-purpose nozzle. And then the top model was the Hoover One Performer Pet, which had the Infinity hose and also had a Pet hair turbo brush. I actually owned that one from brand new when it first came out, but within less than a week of ownership the brush roll motor went kaput. No, actually it wasn't the motor, it was the circuit board that controlled the brush roll motor went kaput. So I had Hoover engineer come to look at it. He said it would need the new module. I said forget it, I'll send it back, which I did. So this model I've had a few years. I got it from eBay from a company called Direct Vacuums, which sells sort of reconditioned or nearly new vacuums. Had a few surface marks on. I'm currently in the process of buying new bits for this to try and turn it into brand new. So it's still in very good condition, but not brand new condition. So I'm going to run through the features of this machine for you, and then I'll do my famous muck demo test, and we'll just see if this Hoover The One Performer picks up any better than its predecessor. So here we have Hoover The One Performer. Quite a nice fetching colour scheme. I can't remember what the colour is called actually. There is a specific colour name for this blue. Oh, it's just not sapphire blue. Satin blue, that's it. Satin blue and silver. They did some other models in satin blue. I think there was a Pure Power you could get in this colour, and a Hoover Free Jet cordless vacuum came in this colour as well. So here we have it. Hoover's The One Performer. As I say, it's more or less the same basic shape as the original The One, but Hoover have added here automatic cord rewind, which does work very well actually. The cord is a very thin type, which means that Hoover have been able to get more cord in this machine because they've used a thinner cord. I think it's about 8 meters, which is quite a good length, but it's certainly longer than a lot of vacuums, certainly a lot of Hoover vacuums now. And you can just press this button with your foot or finger and it rewinds the cord. So that works pretty well, and that's certainly an improvement on the original Hoover The One, where you had to wind up the cord manually. So once you've pulled the cord out, because it comes out at the bottom, you'd be forever tripping over that or running the machine over that. So we've got a little loop thing here, which the cord goes over there, but it doesn't actually click very well in place. It just stands there, so doesn't stand there, it just fits there, so that might come off, I'm not sure. So anyway, that's that. So that's the first improvement Hoover made. The second improvement, which really improves the performance of this machine, is having 2 motors. So it has the same bar that you got with Hoover's The One, with carpet and hard floor, but this is an actual switch. So it turns on the brush for carpet and off for hard floor. You just tap that with your foot. The original Hoover The One, all that happened when you pressed that down is a little brush came down, lowered itself, which instead of improving pick up on bare floors. I think it made it worse. The brush continued to rotate on Hoover's original The One. Here we have the underside. This is a far better brush roll. The brushes on the Hoover original The One were just as soft as dusting brushes. These are fairly rigid, and look how many there are of them. Absolutely loads. So that will increase performance no end. Just the fact changing this brush roll will make such a difference to the pickup. You've got a little hose here that takes the suction to the head. There's an access panel which comes off, and you can remove this. I can remember how to do it. It's a while since I had it out. I think you just, that's it. Pull that. Let me just get my hand underneath. I can't do it at this moment. I can't. Oh, let's just come off. Oh, perhaps that's how you do it. Let's get a bit of muck there. Let's blow that away. I think that bit's supposed to lift out, but anyway, that comes off, so you can check easily in there if you've got a blockage. And that will push back on there. That's it, that's clicked in. Pop the access panel back. So that's the underside of the machine. Can't show you the model or serial number because as this was a reconditioned, nearly new vacuum, they tend to take these off, which they have done in this case. I think it's HM1PER. Got two rear wheels. I believe these were prone to failure on the original The One. Don't know if they've made any changes to these. I mean, they seem pretty solid to me, but I'm not sure. Oops, a daisy. Now at the back we've got the hose. I will test this. I think it will reach up standard flight of stairs, this hose. And the two tools you get with this particular variant are a dusting brush. Brushes have become a little bit distorted because it's been stored away, but they're nice, very soft brushes. So I'd be quite happy to use that on blinds and delicate lampshades. It's got the Hoover logo there, and the little clip just holds it in place. And you've got this rather nice stair and upholstery nozzle, again with the Hoover logo, and some litter pickers front and back. It's quite a sleek, nice little design, that. Far better to have two tools than the awful multi-tools that you tend to get now with vacuums. You've got one touch stair clean release. So you press that, the handle pops up, and on the handle you've got the crevice tool built in. So you've instantly got the crevice tool, and the other cleaning tools will just fit onto the end of that. This does need a bit of a clean up because the last time I used this was in an older house I used to live in with fireplaces, and I actually used this machine to suck out an awful lot of coal dust. So it's pretty dirty, but at the moment we've got some very warm weather, so I'm going to give that a good clean out as best I can and store that away, and hopefully that'll clean that a bit better. It's not too bad. You can buy replacement hoses for this, but they are quite expensive. So that's the hose. In the demo we'll see if it will reach up the stairs. I think it will do, from what I remember. The hose fits into the top, and then you just press it until it clicks, and that locks in, and that diverts the hose suction when the machine is in the upright position, which I like this idea. With some tools attached vacuums, the dirt goes through the hose no matter what. No matter if you're using it on carpets or through the hose, the dirt goes through the hose all the time. Well, on this model, and I believe on most Dysons, certainly on this Dyson here, there's a little lever that comes into effect that diverts the suction directly to the cleaning head. I think that's how this works. Let me just remove the bin and we can have a look inside here. and we can see there's an internal hose there. So when I press the hose release button, yes, something moves. Yes, that's so it works a similar way to the Dyson, although on the Dyson, on the, say, this DC25, you can actually see the hose diverting to the cleaning head. This is hidden. So when you actually push the hose back down, I don't know if it's going to be easy to see, it just moves this internal hose and it directs it down through the hose that goes here to the cleaning head. And of course when you release the hose again, that's moved and then the suction is diverted through the main cleaning hose. So I do like that method. You get more suction, I feel, at the cleaning head when it's not constantly having to go through a long hose all the time, like it certainly does with the Vax Air. Certainly the Vax Air that I've demonstrated, the newer ones with the swivel head, the dirt goes through the hose all the time. Under the bin we've got filter, washable HEPA filter. It's quite dirty from carbon dust there, so you can actually wash that. Before storing this back, I think I'll give all this cleaner a good clean up. And that locks back in there. And the bin, this is one thing that I had to replace. I've just bought a new separator lid because this handle broke, so I don't want to break it again, because to access the filter you turn this, and it did crack quite easily, so I'm going to actually not turn that part. I'll use my hand and turn the whole unit like that. So here we have another filter. It's a washable pleated HEPA filter there, and there's a washable sponge filter there, and underneath got another fine mesh washable filter. It's been used, so there's some muck on there, and that clicks into there. That's in securely, and then we pop the lid back on, making sure we've got it in the right way. A way of doing it. Got to locate the lugs, and I think it's this way, and that's it. Come on, you worked perfectly last time I did this. Should have noted which way it came off. That's it. Oh no, that isn't it. Oh, is it? No, it isn't. It is on, but that's not right. No. There we are. There we are. So we have, it's 1800 watt. You've got what they call an hourglass bin, which is supposed to look like an egg timer. It's another name for an hourglass. And very awkward. This will be difficult to do with one hand. What Hoover called their controlled bin emptying. So you press this down. It's very, very stiff. There we are. You press that down, and then you open it up. Initially it opens up like that, and then the fine dust comes out, and then you're supposed to, or is that the fully opened one? Let's have a look. It was a silly design, this, so they never changed this. If it had a button release it would have been better. But anyway, it was supposed to be controlled, so the fine dust is supposed to come out first, and then the larger particles are supposed to follow all nice and cleanly, but never really happened that way. It's quite a large capacity. It's a single cyclone, not multi-cyclonic. But the filter's all fairly easy to access and fairly easy to clean. I think that's everything I can show you on the machine itself. So let's put some dirt down and just see if this performer can actually pick up a whole load of dirt I'm going to spread on this carpet. So here I've put down on this carpet the usual sort of mess, which is pet hair, grit, dust, salt, sugar. There's probably some old flour in there now, some little bits of paper, certainly some larger particles, just to see if it pushes them in front or picks them up, the so-called snow plough effect. So it's carpet fluff there, mixture of dog hairs, just to give you a broad overview. So just going to pass the One Performer back and forth through this mess. We'll see how much it leaves, if any. So to operate the machine, there's no handle release, you just pop your foot either side of the cleaning head, and the on-off button is here. Well, it's left a tiny little piece of paper there, but that's a pretty good clean path that's made through the muck. There's no more visible dirt on this carpet, so I might as well pick up the rest of this and then get on with the demonstration. We'll see if the Hoover One Performer will reach all the way out the stairs. Well, I think that has done a very good job. You can see that the carpet is clean and the pile has been groomed very well. So it, compared to the original Hoover the One, that is fantastic. It's done a very good job of cleaning. Right, for the final little demo, we'll just see if the stair cleaning hose will actually reach right up a standard flight of stairs. Here we have the One Performer situated at the bottom of the stairs. It's got an anti-tip design. You can see how the canister, the container, the bagless container, the whole unit actually tilts forward. That's supposed to make the machine more stable when you're using the cleaning tools, and it's designed to fit neatly there at the bottom of the stairs and remaining secure while you take the hose all the way up to the top. So we'll just test the stair cleaning ability. We'll release the hose, and instead of just having the crevice nozzle, we will attach this stair cleaning / upholstery nozzle to the end, release the hose, and we'll just see how many stairs we can get up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a bit of a mess there. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, it would easily reach up. Easily, very easily reaches up a full flight of stairs. Now this is a lot more powerful. I believe I showed it's in another video, the Vax HF 1400, that had a stair cleaning hose, but the suction on that machine isn't very powerful, so there wasn't any pull back. So we'll turn the machine on and just see if the suction tries to pull the hose back towards the machine. No, despite the high suction of this cleaner, it wasn't fighting to pull it back. So yes, it performs okay on stairs. Just show you this. This is starting to be problematic on this model. I've noticed recently when I've used this, I think this could be failing. So if it is, there's no way I'm buying a new module for this, because I think they're about 80 odd quid, which is far more than the machine cost to buy. I'll just show you what happens when you put it into hard floor mode. Let's pop the hose back in. So obviously in the upright position, the brush is automatically switched off. It's only when you lower the head, so I lower the handle into the cleaning position, the brush comes on. So as you can see, look, I've just done that little area. It really is very good at grooming the carpet, I must say, very good. Now when you're using it on hard floors, you don't want that brush rotating, because it is quite aggressive brush roll, that. So in theory, you should just be able to turn. It's very creaky. If you want, if you do amateur dramatics and you need the sound of a creaking door, that may well fit the bill. Anyway, let's just check that the hard floor switch works. So there we have it in hard floor mode. So the hard floor light comes on, the carpet light goes off. And you can see all the dirt there whizzing round. So to release the bin, we've got this bin release button here. Just press that with your thumb and then you can carry the bin and empty it out. So there was no noticeable drop in suction, but you know, I haven't used it much, and I didn't expect the filters to become very clogged in such a short space of time. But we'll just prove that it's picked up all this muck. Oh dear. Shake it out. There we go. But as you can see, very messy. It's left all that muck all on the outside of the container. So allergies, you can forget it. Don't bother with this machine. Also, if you've got allergies, don't demonstrate vacuum cleaners and have your hands in all this muck. So anyway, pop the bin back on. I'll give that a wipe later. And because I don't like to leave a mess, we will take the hose off. And gobble all this up. I'll get the remainder of the muck using the machine in upright mode. There goes the creaky door. On goes the brush. Now you're thinking, oh, it's left something. Now I've done the thing that you mustn't do. I was demonstrating a carpet washer earlier, and I did do a bit here, and this carpet is slightly damp, so it has actually, the dry dust has actually stuck to the carpet. I can assure you that is the reason. Not that I'd recommend this vacuum cleaner, and you can't even buy it anymore. Unless there's some company who's got some that want to get rid of them. And no, I wouldn't recommend it if you're in the market for a vacuum cleaner. But if you're a collector, it's quite a nice, unusual machine to have. I would recommend getting the original, the One, because that one was absolutely slated by the consumer magazine Which. But this is certainly an improvement. Let's just do the old flex rewind to finish off the video. Before I do it, just untangle the flex, because it's not going to go in with all this tangled up, is it? Somehow managed to tangle itself. I don't know if I've untangled it enough. We'll soon find out. Yep, just left a little bit there. Let's pop that in, press again, and there you have it. That's the Hoover The One Performer bagless upright vacuum cleaner. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more demos of vacuum cleaners and other floor care appliances. See you soon.